Hi friends, what is going on? We are going to be reviewing the new Spider-Man PS4 video game. Okay, I'm super excited about this. This game came out on Friday, last Friday, so it's been about a couple of days now, about 4 or 5 days now since this game came out, and I have been playing it since then, and I have some reviews for you guys. I will be having some gameplay showing right here, so if you have not played the game, or if you don't want to be spoiled, so just a disclaimer, there might be some spoilers, I don't really think so, but just in case, there will be some gameplay right here though. Control-wise on this game, it is a little bit confusing, it's a little bit irritating, I would say, just because Spider-Man isn't like your ordinary character. He doesn't just use the front door, he doesn't climb ladders. Spider-Man has his webs, he sticks on walls, so going through the storyline, you have to really think outside the box. You have to think like Spider-Man, because your options will be like, sneaking up on people and going through things. You have to remember, this is Spider-Man, this isn't, it's not Kratos, it's not Ellie from The Last of Us, it's not your basic everyday human character, he's a super. So you have to really think about that, and sometimes it does get a little bit annoying because you're trying to do something and it doesn't always work out the way you thought it would. And Spider-Man is the type of character that really does like to use his webs a lot, so you have to also remember that. Utilize your webs because you're Spider-Man, and that's the whole point of the game, is to really just jump into the character of Spider-Man. Now, this is my first time playing a Spider-Man game in a really long time. The last time I played a Spider-Man game was probably on the PS2. I remember it wasn't always this specific. It wasn't always so specific, I would say, control-wise. It's like if you're not aiming directly at the place you're trying to go, it's not gonna work out. And you can't simply just like jump up there. You have to web your way back and forth through things, and sometimes, like I said, it just doesn't always work out, which, I mean, it's totally fine, because after a while you just you get used to it. You'll get in your game groove, you'll get in your game flow, and before you know it, you'll be a pro at this game. No problem, no questions asked. Just when you first start out, if this is your first time playing a game kind of like this, or if you just want to try something new, it's a little confusing at first, but give it some time, give it some practice, go through your controls, and there you go, you got it. The thing about Spider-Man is that he's a very acrobatic character, and so what that means is that he has a lot of fancy flips and tricks, and sometimes that can be just a little bit confusing. For people who are not generally used to that type of character, who does a lot of jumping around, a lot of flying, a lot of extra moves, some of us are a little more used to just your basic punch and kick. Spider-Man has so many different types of moves, skill sets, and different types of options of fighting, the way you fight with Spider-Man. And I really like that because it adds a lot of variety, and it adds a lot of special effects to the way he fights. As you can see below, he's got your perch attacks, your web attacks, your sneak ups, your wrap them up and then fight them. There's just so many different ways to approach a different enemy every single time, and that's always fun. The thing about that though is that it can be a little too tedious. You have to be so precise and so exact with how you do things, or else it's a hit or a miss. You could be aiming for the building right in front of you and end up somewhere completely different, and that's it's all right. It's not a big situation, it's not a big problem, but I mean, it's slightly annoying, with the whole maneuvering with the webs. It takes a while to get it used to, but once you do it, it's a lot of fun. That's probably my favorite part of the game, is just swinging around the whole time through the city, through the town, on the webs. It's got to be my favorite part of the game. Speaking of swinging around through the city and through the town, you can totally 100% interact with all the computer characters in the game, and that's always fun. if you talk to them, they will respond to you. They'll ask you for pictures, they'll comment on you, they'll tell you where crimes are at, they will give you the rundown of the city, you know, and it's pretty funny interacting with them sometimes because like they act like they're so scared, and it's just a lot of fun. And then you do have some criminals who are walking around town that will attack you on sight, and that's always fun. You know, you can just be casually walking and someone starts fighting you and you're like, oh, okay, you don't wanna throw down? I'll throw down with you. As far as the storyline goes to Spider-Man, it follows the timeline of, you know, Miles Morales getting introduced and maybe the losing of the original first Peter Parker Spider-Man. For those of you who don't know the comics, you know, a second Spider-Man does exist. It's Miles, and you know, he takes on the role of Spider-Man to give Peter Parker kind of essentially a break. But in the story of Miles, Peter Parker must die. That's not what this game is about, but it is an introduction to that part of the Spider-Man comics. And the storyline of this one is, you know, Peter Parker, Spider-Man, is trying to catch or solve the case of who are these demon people. You know, you'll follow that line. You meet different types of characters. Something that I like about this game also is that it's almost a never-ending game because you can finish the story, but once you finish the story, you still have so much to explore within the game. You can go looking for the backpacks. You can go looking for Black Cat's little tricks. You can just explore the town, suit up, you know, level up Spider-Man, find new suits. There are a variety of different things you can do within this game. It's not just the main story. And once you finish the main story, you can continue to go back and fight crime in the city, look for different things, and there's so much, it's almost endless, you know? You're never done playing this game. It's continuous. As far as suits, gadgets, level ups, that is all 100%. It's fantastic. It's great. Spider-Man, he has all these little gadgets that really do come in handy between certain situations in the game, certain problem solving, fighting styles. You know, if you're more of like a web action person, there are many different gadgets for that. And his level ups are also pretty cool, and you can also mix and match, you know, this suit level up with this suit, and gadgets are always available to you. And there are also a ton of Easter eggs in this game for Infinity War, the comics. Even Stan Lee even has his own cameo in this game, and that's pretty, I liked that. That was pretty amazing. When I saw him, I was like, wow, great. They even threw him in a game. Why not? That's amazing. I really like that. I would recommend this game to other players. If you're an adventurer type, if you like the RPG and you like to, you know, be your character, third person, and go through and explore your gameplay, then this game is totally for you. Even if you don't really like Marvel, or if you don't really know too much about Marvel, I would say this game is still for you. If you like to level up and explore things and not just focus on the main storyline, I would say that this game is for you. Like, give it a try. Why not? If you're more of a first-person shooter game and you're not too much about the RPG, and you know you like to stick with the main story, or you know adventuring just isn't your thing and it's got too many, you know, different controls and fighting styles, then this one probably isn't for you. But I mean, I still say, hey, give it a try. I give this game a solid 10 out of 10. It's loads of fun to play, almost never ending. Whether you want to follow the storyline, if you want to break away and venture off into the city, you know, find the Easter eggs, climb the towers, jump off the Empire State Building, do a bunch of flips and tricks, whatnot, I say it's a lot of fun. Okay friends, that's all the time we have today. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you liked this video, and if you did, give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you next Thursday. Bye!